Well, I was on my way down to Lasso, Stephen Lerena, but guess what? I found Gavin sitting here. I thought I'd just quickly interrupt his breakfast. You're riding Lion King for your cousin, and there's every reason to believe that there's a live chance there.
Yeah, I think he'll be very competitive, Bonnie. It's his third run after rest, and I watched his two 1200-meter runs, and he's quite fast early on in the race, and he travels a bit hard. So I think tomorrow in the 1000-meter, it would probably suit him. I'd be able to let him stride on a bit quicker. He's nicely drawn towards the outside, and I think he'll be very competitive.
Right, Sean, we start in the second with Urban Oasis, who hasn't been seen out for some time, but there are glimmers of form there.
Yeah, she was a reasonable filly. Unfortunately, she went in the wind and we were forced to do surgery. And yeah, it's just a starting point for us. But if she's anything where she was last season, then she should run well.
Right, Matthew, you start off in the first leg of the place accumulator with Dave McLean's very impressive import, Frosted Gold. Couldn't have been more impressive last time out.
Yeah, he was, Andy, and he seems to have improved at home, which is very important. Very competitive race, hard to make predictions with the juveniles.
KAVIVAR comes from an absolutely outstanding dam 9, and you've had a measure of good fortune for the Becks, and she looks very promising.
Yeah, she won a good race. In her debut, we were quite confident until we got to the race course, where she really didn't behave at all. She was unplayable, in fact, and that made her win all the more full of merit. But the concern is that she just does that again when saddling. It is nerve-wracking, but if she saddles well, I mean, she's going to give a very good account of herself.
We all love to see imported horses do well, but I think we even like to see locally bred stallions perform admirably. Very sad about Soft Falling Rain, but FIZZ was absolutely sensational debut.
Yeah, Andy, obviously she's a smart filly. She's doing well at home, in good form again. Just to step up to a feature, so interesting to see how she goes.
Okay, and then on to BASADI Faith. She comes up against Team de Kock's Bomb, and doesn't end there. There looks like there's some other decent fillies as well.
That's right. No, it's a smart field of fillies. Like I say, the de Kock filly won very impressively last time. Looks very hard to oppose, but again, our fillies done nothing wrong. We think it'll be very difficult to beat the de Kock filly, and also Sean Terry's filly is not out of it. So I think it'll be a good race to see what's best around at the moment.
She's had two horses come out and win from behind her and run third, both of them. But you're quite right, it does look like Michael's filly could be a little bit out of the ordinary.
Yes, she wasn't asked to do much, and she just breezed away from the opposition. She went from start to finish, and she didn't look like she was asked. So yeah, it seems a penalty kick for them. However, coming back to my filly, she's had a very nice preparation. Her work's solid, and yeah, she should run really well. I just don't know if she's good enough.
I never had a chance to see Jeff Woodruff this morning, but you're riding Sunshine Silk and Illa de Varlet. I think they're in the same colours. What are your sentiments there?
Yes, in Mr. Devon Chander's colours. Sunshine Silk, we've taken the blinkers off her. We're going to ride her cold. She's just been travelling too well in her races, and we're going the marathon trip, so we've taken the scoops off. We're going to drop her in behind, and hopefully she can come with a finish.
Maybe a tad disappointing behind her stable companion. What did you make of that run, and what are you expecting this time?
Yes, I've left her in back to up. Not that it's worked in the past. It is a little bit frustrating. She works really well at home. She seems to have enjoyed the blinkers at home, and yet she sort of just stayed on. I'm hoping in a smaller field we'll be closer to the pace, and hopefully this can bring her to a peak.
Okay, then Arlington's Revenge, Indie Ice and Protea Paradise all line up in the Derby trial, and it's a strong hand.
Yeah, Protea Paradise is doing well at home. Thought he won a good race last time. First one off the gelding, has made the improvements. He's got a tricky draw, so we will need a bit of luck in running. And then Arlington's Revenge and Indie Ice are honest horses, and on their day both have chances.
Indie Ice has obviously found his voice. He was a horse that one didn't really know what to expect of, but he now seems to have gained in confidence.
Yeah, he had a bad habit of hanging and not wanting to win. His last run I thought was a promising run in a mile, which is too short for him. Tomorrow he'll be way more comfortable over the 2000, so I expect him to run a good race.
And what do you think is Arlington Revenge's best trip, really?
Probably in 1800, he's got a fast female line. Yeah, and I'd say based on his last run over 2000, 18 is probably his best run, but you know, 3-year-old company in a handicap weight conditions, not out there without a chance.
I think all three are above average. I think Chakra's been gelded. His run behind Charms in the Sea Cottage was not a bad run. There've been horses from that form line that have come on and done really well. So I do expect him to run well, even though it's not ideal stepping him out after gelding straight over the 2000. He's had a little break, obviously, but I do think there's something there. Last of the Legend has done nothing wrong. Unfortunately, he gave us a cough in the week, and we found that he had a little bit of an irritable throat, which we've addressed, and hopefully we've enough time to rectify. But I think if he is at his best, he should give a very good account of himself with that type of weight. Flashburn, I think he's looking for the distance. He won a very good race, and he's a horse that strikes me as on the up.
There was a lot to like about the way Senor Lizard acquitted himself last time out.
That's right. He will appreciate the extra distance. The 2-4 should be down his alley. This time the KOCK horse is giving him, there's a big turnaround in weights for the 2.5 length beating. Obviously he's still a horse to beat, but I think we should give a good account of ourselves.
It's a handicap, and you know, we feel that all of them should enjoy the distance for one, and they all seem to be on the up. Unfortunately, African Daisy had a little niggle with her muscle in the week. Again, we've attended to it and hoping to have her right on the day. Satin Slipper seems to have come on with her win. She looks really good, although she's come out of a weakish type maiden race. It's hard to expect her to step up to the next level, but I've got a feeling she won't disgrace herself. Out of Sight, I think she'll enjoy front-running tactics if we can get there. I intended to go to the front last time and she couldn't get there, but she stayed on really nicely. I think that she might improve if allowed to dictate.
Okay, and then finally the Bohemia, Blonde Vision in a very competitive lineup, but she is awfully competitive herself.
Yeah, it's a similar field to what she ran in last time and she won. So that's why we decided to have a go. Doesn't look like the strongest renewal of the race. You know, she is drawn 1, which is probably not the best draw on that track, but she's fits in well and hopefully can give a good account of herself.
It looks like an open contest, Andrew. This filly hasn't done much wrong, only lightly raced, and she's beaten some good 3-year-olds. I think on her best form she would have a chance here, but maybe a place would be more realistic, but she's not without a chance.
And then TYGER is in the 8th, which I think is the Bohemia.
That's right. You know, she's got a low weight. Her last start, she ran 5th, only beaten a length and a quarter. So it was a fair run. This time got a lighter weight, a little bit of stronger field, but I think she can run her place.
Yeah, she's done amazingly well. You know, she just kept impressing us. Unfortunately, last time, you know, things went a little bit pear-shaped, and I think we had quite a lot of rain before last start, so she didn't have much work. I think she's better than her last run, and I'm sure she'll be very competitive.
Lovely. And then you double-fisted in the 9th with both Sea Air and Summer Afternoon.
Summer Afternoon is a quality filly. From the outside, it might not be ideal that we're taking on the boys, but I do have a plan later on in the season, and I need to see where we fit in on handicapping terms. Sea Air, I thought it was a fair run last time over the mile, and we decided to come back in distance and just to ensure that we are going the right trip with him. But I think he'll be running on from the back of the field and should finish well. I do think this is going to be a bit sharp for him, but I think he'll be doing his best work late. It's a handicap, and you know, we feel that all of them should enjoy the distance for one, and they all seem to be on the up. Unfortunately, African Daisy had a little niggle with her muscle in the week. Again, we've attended to it and hoping to have her right on the day. Satin Slipper seems to have come on with her win. She looks really good. Although she's come out of a weakish type maiden race, it's hard to expect her to step up to the next level, but I've got a feeling she won't disgrace herself. Out of sight, I think she'll enjoy front-running tactics if we can get there. I intended to go to the front last time and she couldn't get there, but she stayed on really nicely. I think that she might improve if allowed to dictate.
Lovely. And then you double-fisted in the 9th with both Sea Air and Summer Afternoon.
Summer Afternoon is a quality filly. From the outside, it might not be ideal that we're taking on the boys, but I do have a plan later on in the season, and I need to see where we fit in on handicapping terms. Sea Air, I thought it was a fair run last time over the mile, and we decided to come back in distance and just to ensure that we are going the right trip with him. But I think he'll be running on from the back of the field and should finish well. I do think this is going to be a bit sharp for him, but I think he'll be doing his best work late.
Lovely. And then to put the lid on the day, you've got Eternal Summer in the 10th.
And Eternal Summer is, she's due for a win soon. Whether this is the right field or not might be a touch strong for her, but hoping that she does improve with the blinkers. My
Elusive is in the 10th.
That's right. She ran a nice. She's been improving steadily. She's will enjoy this distance. Good second last time, running on strongly. I do definitely see her running in the first 3.